Hello, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Today is Surveys Day in Encoded Frequency. I haven't been here for a while because I was in vacation, and I would like to invite you to join me if you have time. We're going to talk about the shadow. If you have questions about the energy, what's going on, what you feel, if you need whether guidance or healing from you guys, I am going to ask all of you higher self and guys to connect with me, so to set the intention that this transmission may bring seeds of light, love and wisdom that will spread and grow between all of us for the highest good of all. If you haven't been here with me in the service day that I do every Saturday 12 p.m. now this time is going to be Pacific. Normally I will talk about what may be happening to me, what's happening to my friends, my clients, or my own guidance, or if you have questions, I will do my best to actually answer those questions. And I am going to do a light language transmission at the end or in the middle or at the beginning, whatever the energy flows. And I know the energy has been unexpected for many. For some people feel very high, very dramatic, chaotic. There is a lot of things going on. Can you guys please let me know if the sound it's okay, and if it is, please send me an emoji or a message and I will appreciate it. I will give a few minutes for Facebook to let me know that we are alive. And in this month I took my vacation because actually I was doing my shadow work, because I cannot teach something that I haven't practiced. And I normally, give me a second, let me see if I can see your comments yet. And the theme in this month for the Way Shore class, and at the same time for the videos that I shared with the supporters on Facebook, I don't know if you guys have seen, but during the Healing Circle, that there is a meditation program that we have here in Encoded Frequency. Thank you so much, I appreciate you. Every 5:55 AM and PM Pacific time, Facebook asks you if you want to be a supporter for the page, and I think they charge like $1 monthly. So they have a close Facebook group, and some of the videos that I share for the month 3 in the Way Shore class, that it was about the shadow, I shared with them. And this next month I am going to share videos for healing, physical healing, and how we can work with our body to feel better and better every day. Give me a second. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes for Facebook to let me know. I appreciate really the stars. I am planning to do more free services because my guidance for this month, that I took these 10 days to do my own shadow work, and I went on vacation, and I'm going to go back next week. It was that it's important for me to build community. I think Encoded Frequency, it's the collective from all of our guides. It isn't from me. I'm just like the faucet where the water comes through, and that water comes from the source that is the particle of God that is active in all of us, and for many different reasons in teams. That maybe it is to activate our love language, to learn about codes, to be part of the free services. I have the idea to do the most of the free services that I can do, so I support all of us at the collective in whatever way I can. That for me is sharing the knowledge that I have gained for myself, or the light language that comes through, so we all uplift. Even if you guys join in the meditations for a couple minutes, if couple minutes you feel like a reset, that's good. And it's good because it's part of the purpose for the collective that Encoded Frequency has. And whatever team that I know that I share, if you guys feel it beneficial, that's great, because we are all one. This is what I believe, and helping all of us, it's also helping myself, but it begins for me. This is something that I have learned. And thank to the ones that donate to me with the stars, and the ones that support me, the ones that support me in YouTube. I'm able to have those extra services that I do it from my heart, and whoever decides to take advantage and learn from whatever I can share, I am grateful, and you guys are appreciated. My idea is to add a third service. I'm not sure exactly how I will organize it. That I would like to add free classes. Maybe I will do workshops that are available for all of you, and if you guys would like to donate and can, you guys can go ahead. If you cannot donate, but you can be here and share it, or you don't share it and don't like, but you were for 2 minutes and got your own guidance, then that's enough. I'll let you guys know how it came through. It was the latest guidance that I had. If you guys have any idea for something that you would like to see, you can type them in, let me know, and then I will use it for my own guidance. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I appreciate. Let me drink a little bit of water. And if any of you needs healing, you guys can request it. It's going to be available for all of you during the video, only if you need to receive it. And if you need to receive it and would like to share that healing with everyone else, you guys can set the intention to. And it's going to come through the transmission, but from your own guides and higher self, through wherever that comes through. And this is a safe space. I'm constantly checking in the energy, and any energy that it isn't for the light, I will instantly notice and clear it, or guys will do it on behalf of us. Okay guys, what it is shadow work, and what I think is important to do it whenever we feel guided to do it. Because we are all that it is. Source is that yin and yang and shadow and light that blended in 50-50 for us to align with divine neutrality. And that divine neutrality is actually the 0 point field where all can be and all is. And how do we know when we are in alignment with higher self, or my inner being, or my smart mind, or my God, whatever you want to call it? You know, because this is something that I have been asking to my students in the sessions. You know, because life feels easy. You know, because you seem to have all you need. You know, because you have no questions. Normally after a session, I ask, do you have any other question? No? So suddenly all the questions that you have, they no longer matter. All the things that you feel you are lacking, you feel complete. You feel like you are flowing with life in a pacing, vibration, and frequency that feels comfortable. And that comfortability, normally it's temporarily, because when we are in that stage, we tend to enjoy too much that don't switch. That's why we are going to play with darkness. When you do art or draw or digital art, edit a photo of yours or whatever, you played with shadow and light. And if every color is in the same palette of light and saturation in the way that the pixels are in the image, they don't stand up. But when you put a dark background and then you put some light flares, the light flares has the illusion that they glow and blend and emanate light, even though it's just an image. I hope that makes sense. This is why I feel we have light and dark, because the light cannot see itself if it doesn't have a background to notice how you shine and glow. And light is going to feel guided to attract darkness to see your own light, and darkness, because it's just the reflection of the light, is going to look for the light to be seen. If I am a dark and maybe I have dark skin and maybe it's not and it's all dark, maybe people won't be able to see me unless I blink something or I sound something. So this is why they both got together. Something I learned this month, it is light it is to dark, like dark it is to light. In the Course of Miracles, I don't know if you guys have read or listened to any of that part, they said that you don't bring light into your shadow. You align and stand in your light, and from your light you bring your shadow. So your shadow, it is transcended. And when I read that a while ago, and then I reread it, like it didn't compute to me. I was just like, isn't it the same? But no, it isn't. Because if I'm in the dark and I bring the light, it is because I am not in alignment. That means that the majority of me, it's aligning in distortion. Maybe I feel drained, upset, sad, heartbroken, or anything. So any light that comes to me fades away, because the majority in my frequency is shadow aspects. Does that make sense? But when I am in my light and I'm strong and I feel complete and I feel like maybe happy, excited, like all is good, and maybe I go back into a trauma from my childhood, because I am in my light, I can go and bring an aspect of me that doesn't feel that beautiful to remember, so I can integrate the lesson or what it happened, or maybe I can forgive, or maybe I can release it, because I am in my light. So it's going to feel safe to dive into your shadow. But if you are not strong, if you are not in alignment, if you don't feel like in your 5 minutes of rainbow unicorn, don't go into your shadow, because then it's going to have like a ripple effect of way more of that. And according to the law of attraction, from the definition of Abraham Hicks, is like attract like. Sometimes we have unconscious frequencies that are being emanated because of our ancestors or the collective, or things that we pick up that we're not aware of, because maybe I haven't developed the capacity or the habit to clear myself every day. And maybe I'm going to attract something that I dislike, that consciously it doesn't match where I am, but maybe unconsciously it will. Or maybe it is the opposite of what I have, so I can see the contrast and then recalibrate into a new aspect of me. That's why sometimes narcissists are going to attract empaths, narcissistic. Doctors want sick people want doctors. Does that make sense? Maybe a poor want money, maybe money wants to be purchased so it can become something else. I hope that makes sense. When I was studying the law of attraction, and that is the law of attraction and repulsion, and then the law of creation, and many of these laws in the universe that are the patterns of how energy collide and transform itself, I couldn't understand why I was going to attract another like me. It was just like nonsense. But then I figured out that sometimes I'm going to manifest the opposite of my desire so I can complete an action, and that action can become the evolution of my soul. That's why maybe an empath is going to, instead of attracting another empath to the eyes of the soul, because wants to grow and know and remember, maybe is going to attract a narcissistic, so that empath learns to set no and boundaries. And maybe after 6 months is going to be able to say, you know what, I don't think this is working for me. I don't like the way you treat me. I don't like the way you are, and I don't think we have things in common, so I move on. And after that lesson of the shadow, whenever we're not in our highest alignment, it's integrated. That means it no longer triggers us. It won't come back to anyone. I hope that makes sense. In your soul. That why maybe one empath, every partner is going to have narcissistic, because maybe it's looking for different perceptions of the same relationship. Maybe it hasn't learned yet to set boundaries. Maybe it's clearing the ancestral lineage. Maybe it's the purpose and mission for the collective. Maybe we like to become a coach, and it's practicing all the knowledge that is reading, and maybe is going to build or write a book. So for the spirit, something that I have learned, guys, and I'm gonna go into all of your comments. Please ask questions, share with me, where do you feel you are blocked? Share with me, what do you do when you feel blocked or when you feel in the shadow, so we all learn from each other, and what it is the spiritual technique that you use to shift when you don't feel in alignment, because this is something that I do for myself. If I'm an empath, I'm not going to attract any more narcissistic. When I no longer feel triggered, maybe that I don't bother that narcissistic exists, maybe that I can forgive, maybe that I understand that they are broken, and maybe they give whenever they had, but I don't feel identified with that pattern anymore. And I'm gonna be a little bit vulnerable here. You guys know my story. If you don't remember, if it's the first time here, you guys can go in YouTube for every live stream. I share that all the time. I was with a narcissistic for 11 years. That was my ex, and I feel very proud of myself because now we have a good relationship. I think we love each other unconditionally, and the way that he doesn't need to be with me, he can be with whoever, he can do whatever he wants, but I still love you because he co-created with me that I could have my kids, and because he made me stronger than when I was before meeting him, because all of the things I am now, it wouldn't be if he wouldn't push me that far into what I could do, that I was not doing it. So for that, I'm grateful. I honestly wanted to hate him for a while, and just the fact of speaking with him, I would just crunch in my stomach and wanted to like, because I was still in the victim mode. When I separated from him, I created cancer in my womb, so I would have a condition not to be with him anymore, because for me it was just like, I'm sick, we cannot be together, I'm sorry, I will die. So sometimes we're going to sabotage our own journey, doing nonsense thing, because sometimes that nonsense thing, like creating cancer, became a blessing, because I was able to free myself. And because after that, I felt like I wasn't doing anything with my life. I was wasting it because I was the victim. In every story I tell every day, I was telling what my mom did and my ex and every person in my life, but I wasn't telling what I wanted to become, what I could do, and how I was responsible for all the things that happened to me. And this is what I think true spirituality it is, guys. It isn't because you have likes or because you do like language or you were 25th dimensional like Turan in another life or Mary Magdalene. Those things, it doesn't matter. It is because I think I developed the capacity to be responsible for the energy that I bring into my family in Thanksgiving, into my mom if she is messy, into my kids if they had a bad, but at the same time to myself. So I don't speak to myself in words like, you're so stupid, you're so dumb, or things like that. Because I was like that, and sometimes I still hear it in the session, and I remind myself what I was being toxic to myself by thinking I was weak and I couldn't set rules and boundaries, when in reality I wasn't weak, because I'm God and so are you, and we all have God within. So if God's with me, who's gonna be against me? But my mind was messy, and when your mind is messy, it's hard to have peace in your life. This is something that I learned, guys. So if you're struggling today for any reason, it could be abuse like the one I had. It could be that you don't know what's your mission. Maybe you don't feel you don't belong. Maybe you have a disease. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe you are worried because what's happening in the world. Maybe you feel like you have a course, you will course, or whatever that has happened to you. If we ask all the ones that are here, and maybe the ones that are going to watch that video later, I can swear that at least 99% of us will say that we all have childhood trauma. So we all have things that happen to us. But to the eyes of the Spirit, it isn't what happened to us. It is what we do with what happened to us. And if because I had cancer, I was able not to be victim anymore, for me, there's a mark that I'm doing things right. And I think that's true spirituality. It isn't about how fashionable things I could do. It's about that life was good and that I like to live it. And maybe some days I'm gonna feel like Bruno Mars, like in the Lazy song, that today I feel like I'm not gonna do anything. And that's fine. We're not here to be perfect. We're not here to do some things that we think we should do. I think we're here to have a nice time, and that the majority of the times I get it. And if the majority of the times I'm satisfied with that, that's fine. Because the energy is inclusive, guys. Sometimes we set all of those rules. In order for you to heal, you have to do this, be begging, have your third eye open, be Reiki level 45, and it isn't true. Because I know people in sessions that they just woke up 6 months ago and they were seeing auras, and I said, how you could? Because maybe it was meant to be, and maybe that person it meets, and maybe doesn't know anything about galactics or chakras, and it's third eye, it's open. So we all have different ways, we all have different paths. We affect each other for great good or not for great good, but it is our choice. Maybe I cannot change you guys, not even my kids or my ex when I want it, or my family when I want it so many times, but I can be in charge of me, of my peace, of what I want to be remembered and share. And that, for me, it's enough. Because before having cancer, I was going to be remembered for the wife of an abuser. That never had the courage to stand out, never had the courage to say no, never had the courage to love herself, never had the courage to not be victim and be responsible for the things she could do. Because when I was with my ex, I felt I wasn't able to support myself, and here I am in quarantine, having a job that isn't stable, and I'm happy with it. Talking in English that is not my own language, and I feel proud of myself because I was brave enough that even when I was afraid, said, I can do it. Even within myself, I said, maybe I won't be able to do it. But I said, if I don't try, how is it that I will know that I'm able to do it? And if you guys are having a rough time because of the energy, because of reptilians, because of the economy of the war or anything, there is always something that I could do. Not only for myself, but also for all others. And this is something that I learned with shadow work, because I asked myself, okay, so is it enough that I'm at peace? When I see that the world is crumbled, is it enough? Am I gonna be ascending and all perfect because maybe I'm not doing anything for anyone just because I do it for myself? Or what is the line that I'm only responsible for my things, but I'm not responsible for the others? And then I figured out that they go both hand in hand. And then I said, what I could do so when I am out of the world, I don't have to feel insecure of my energy, and then I can go in Walmart and the mall and visit family, even if they are drinking and smoking, and I'm not going to feel like, oh my God, that's toxic. What else I could do? And then I asked myself, well, where would you have the meditation circle that 6 or 7 or 8 people join every day? Maybe that's enough. And then I asked myself, well, you have this Saturday live that you do, that people ask questions and maybe someone feels inspired to do something. And my guys said many times, community, 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 because I was having dreams about future things that may happen. And I'm not gonna say them, guys, because what will be the benefit for you guys to know that maybe in my universe this thing will happen and maybe this other thing will happen? It's not going to help. But if I can prepare myself for whatever happens, that we will choose all together as a community, and whenever people crumble, I can be strong because I'm working it out right now, being committed with my heart, with my love, really doing the namaste thing. That is, I honor the light in you like I honor the light in me, not only like in posts and Facebook, but really practicing with the persons that doesn't make it that easy, the job, like maybe your family or your partner or your neighbors or politics or Hollywood stars. And I realized that every day I have the choice to rectify something. And maybe it is that I am not going to throw garbage when I go to the park. But maybe that if I see garbage that I didn't put it there, but someone else did it, I can pick it up and put it in the correct place. Does that make sense? My guy said to me in one dream, because I went through a lot of journeys, like ancestors, like myself, like my body, like my fears, like the abuse, my kids, things that I have worked a lot, but it was like in a different degree. And then I see possibilities, and then I was just like, fuck, I'm sorry for the word, but things sometimes I said, oh my God. And then I think for me it was just like, be ready. So whatever happens, I have my affairs in order. That makes sense. And it isn't about making a will that if I die, what will happen. It isn't that every day I'm okay with whatever arises in me. That's it. if God take me today, I'm good to go. Because it was what I learned when I had cancer. When I had cancer, I was homeless. I separated with my ex. I lived with my freedom. No pennies. I was sick. I was not taking treatment. I didn't know if I was going to die or not. So I said, like, whatever. I didn't care. Even if I would die, it would be like the easiest solution. Because when everything goes wrong, it's like so tiring that you said, okay, just God take me now. I mean, if you're going to do it anyway, now will be a good moment. Because I don't have money, and then I'm sick, and then I don't know what to do. But then I thought, if I die, it will be shameless. Because I will said, all the dreams that I had when I was 13 or 14 or 8 or 10, I never make them. I didn't know what it was to have peace in my heart, not to hate my body, to love myself for who I am, to be okay with my weirdness and things like that. And then I said, like, I think I give myself to God. And then I said, okay, if I die, well, like, so be it, right? I wasn't afraid to it. But I said, if I leave, I don't want to be remembered because I live with someone that abused me. And when you are not abused and you see abuse, we judge because it's like stupid to allow it to happen. And now when I go back and say, oh, how could you, Gretel? But when you are in the fear mechanism, you would used to. And then it's like a mind illusion that you feel afraid that if you go out, somehow being in that bad situation, because we get used to, you kind of feel in your comfort zone. And then being out, it will require an extra effort and courage to change it when I kind of have it everything together. And whatever we do, we learn from it, whether we do something or we don't. But whatever you choose, embrace it. And if one day you feel like Bruno Mars and said, today I feel like I'm not going to do anything, don't do anything. And embrace it that you are not okay. But whenever you feel that you could connect to the source and meditate, that for me I think it must be daily, with whoever, with whoever you resonate, that you align with, that uplift you, whether angels, elementals, dragons, galactics, that at least for a few minutes you just like reset the whole thing. I think it's enough, because we allow ourselves to reconnect with the force field that all can be. And then from there, we allow a little bit of opening for guidance to come true, and then have an inspiration that what if, maybe you guys could say, what if even I don't like Facebook for blah, 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 blah. Maybe I can create a Facebook group support for persons like me, because I wasn't one survivors for domestic violence group, and helped me a lot. I met the most beautiful people that we cried to each other and be victim, and we needed that, I think, a lot, until a year I said, I don't like to be crying every day about the same thing. And then I said, you know guys, I leave. So I removed myself, because it said I don't want to keep the whole life being in the same dynamic of what they did to me. Did I allow it to happen? If that makes sense, but that's me. Whatever you can do, so we all have a better tomorrow. Don't think in ascension, because that is going to be, I mean, it's a fact. It will happen one way or another. But that our later it's better, that our night it's better, that our tomorrow it's better, I think it's enough. And for me, I said, maybe I should recalibrate the way that I talk to my kids. Maybe I can seed in them the most that I can, so they are better versions of me. Maybe having patience with my family, that I hope they are not seeing this live stream, because sometimes my mom said, oh, I was watching you, and I was just like, right? What did I say, right? So maybe if I'm patient with my neighbor, or in the bank, or in the line making my taxes or anything, and I can connect or send Reiki if I know Reiki, or light language, or take a crystal or whatever to make the world better. I think this is what really a light worker is. I know there are different roles of light worker and I don't even know them, so I would like to hear if I'll describe it. But I think the essence it is to work the light. So whatever way you know you are good at it, you work the light, that's simple, that's easy for you, go for it. And now, if I miss any of your questions, please type them again and share with me what light language would you like me to do at the end. And during the whole video, I normally set the intention to provide healing for whoever requested. So if you need healing and or a reading or anything, let me know. And at the same time, share with all of us, what do you do when you feel in darkness so you pull yourself out? For me, is before meditation, I have to sleep, like take a break. I separate myself from the world, like I cocoon. Maybe I will watch a whole series of The Bridgestone or something one afternoon, and then I will fall asleep, and then I will meditate at night, and then tomorrow I'm going to wake up fresh with the inspiration to rectify whatever I disagreed the day before. What do you guys do? Okay, Jenny is sharing that her father is a narcissist, and well, she knows how it is. Look, narcissistic, it's complicated because they give what they have. They're sort of like guilty and innocent about what they do, and they take hostages the people that lives close to them. But not only narcissistic, alcoholic people too, drug people, people that are drug addicts too, and sometimes even spiritual people that are in the extreme of a spirituality. It can be annoying. So I will dare myself to say that everything that is in like too much can be like a pain in the ass for the ones that are trying to work things out for you. And when I went to AAA, that it is ALNON, that is the family for the alcoholic, I learned that in their mission vision for the organization, they don't focus on changing the alcoholic, that maybe a narcissistic or a drug addict, because I think the alcohol opened the door for many other distortions to come. You focus on changing yourself. And when you change yourself, everything changes around gradually. And this is what happened to me. I feel very proud that I can go on vacation with my ex, like last week, and we can talk about it, and we did therapy all together, and we talk about the kids, and we talk about what we want to do with them. And maybe it isn't what I want, because he disagrees with me, and I disagree with him, but we have learned to find a point where the four of us are at peace. I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Anna, for being here. Well, Anna said that, and I agree, Anna Murphy, that for her it's important to talk to her body and appreciate how it worked for you, and be mindful on how you can assist your body. Taking care of your body, it's keeping like the temple, showing gratitude. And I totally agree, because my body is a temple of my light, in my guides and my inner being that comes through. And if my body it's not in shape, light will come diminish. And it's very important. Self-love I think it's Lee Harris, the one that says that, is no luxury. And self-love, it's imperative, especially as healer. You cannot heal anyone if you haven't healed on yourself first. And actually, a healer doesn't heal anyone, according to me. I think we balance the energy so the person heal themselves. I hope that makes sense. Pam says request healing. It's on it. Okay, Salam, thank you for being here. Pray for people in Pakistan and give them saving words. That's a beautiful intention. And we're gonna set intention for the people in your country. And something that I will suggest, it's anytime you pray for yourself or meditate or contemplate yourself with God. I don't know, Celine, how do you do it in your religion? Invite all others. So whoever for the highest good is ready to receive your healing, you can also assist your country. This is something that I have been practicing. And this is the practice that are coming in the Weishoer Month 3 in the shadow for my students. I add 2 Buddhist techniques that are called Tonglen and Bodhicitta. And in those techniques, it means that all healing you bring for yourself, you bring it for all others. But you begin, let's say, if you are healing abuse in yourself, you don't begin requesting healing for your abuser because sometimes we're not there to forgive. You begin requesting healing for everyone who may be abused, random people that you don't know. That it could be animals or plants or the environment that's been abused for maybe manufactured companies or businessmen or employees that they don't have the rights and they are working extra hours without being paid. There are many ways for us to heal abuse. And in Buddhism, you go and heal the ones and healing for yourself that are less, that create less resistance for you as a person that was abused. But it could be that you have PTSD or you have bipolar disorder or arthritis or anything that you are healing. But this is a beautiful 10. Let me see. If I miss your questions, please type them again. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate. Natalie, thank you so much. Shadow is here to be transmuted into the light. It is the journey to make us more humble and compassionate. That's so true. That's beautiful. Let me see. Nikki, appreciate it. Alan Conrad, thank you. You're one of my angels. You know that. I appreciate it. This is a friend we met when we were in the Angelic Solution from Melanie Beckler. Sue, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Billy, appreciate it. You are the majority of the time here. Thank you for supporting the page because you help the page to grow and reach to more people. Mary, thank you. Jenny, and let me refresh if I have any more comments. With the things that are happening in the world, guys, it's important for us to find some stability from within. This is something that I have learned because while I was practicing my shadow, I'm trying to look for more questions. Someone said something to me that it was mean, and in 3 seconds I shattered all over the place. And it was hard to put myself together because I was in another place, in another city, and I wasn't meditating the way I do. I wasn't eating what I normally eat. It was a different frequency, so it was harder to hold the space. And then I hold myself, and then my mind was going into the mean world like over and over and over and over, and then I was feeling guilt for what that person said to me. And then like 2 days later, out of the blue, I start screaming, being upset, and then I fell and then I broke what I had, and then my kids were, what's going on? Because I'm normally very peaceful. And I realized, because I was holding that moment that I feel guilt and I didn't like what that person said to me, and I couldn't integrate it, that darkness increase and increase and increase and increase and increase, and then explode in a way that it was nonsense. I hope that makes sense. But I needed to explode like that because it was the only way I would allow myself to integrate it. Does that make sense? If you feel like you need to cry, cry. If you feel like you are upset for whatever injustice is happening, be upset. But then hold hope, because there is a divine order, and then we can be frustrated and worry and confused and not know what to do, but at the same time have faith that maybe not today, but tomorrow the sun will come through, and then we'll have an inspiration to do something about it, and use whatever technique you know that works hard for you. But at the same time, we need to do changes in the physical, because otherwise we keep having patterns distorted that are on and on and on, and sometimes for generations. And you can see those things when you go. Thank you so much, Salam. When you go in a family gathering, and maybe you can observe that we share lackness sometimes, or strengths, or you are the opposite of what you see. So when a generation doesn't find a way to balance a distortion, it is given to the ones that will come next and next and next. And it is in our responsibility to fix any of that, but in a way we are all of them. So in whatever technique that you know that works hard for you, thank you so much, Sue. It helps you to clear your aura. Clear your aura, it must be daily, like take a bath or eat or sleep, I think. And I think I would like to do a prayer for the world, and whatever intentions you would like to give. Let me see if I have questions. Do you have any questions about a shadow? Something that you would like to share, that you think maybe the shadow it's only for yourself, or do you think that the shadow should be also clear in the collective? And what do you do when you feel like in your shadow, so we all learn from each other? And if any day you would like to participate in the healing circle, that is healing available for anyone that requests it. You won't receive it if you don't ask for it, but if you feel like you need it, request it. Maybe you cannot be present, but maybe you can go back or go to my YouTube channel and request the healing and meditate and recharge. I'm not finding any questions. So I think we should go to the light in. I think I should go to the light language, and if it's okay for you guys, if we do a prayer, so whatever we heal in us, whatever is an intention, could be healed in everyone else. Because imagine if you have a bad day and you have problems, but when you go out your house, everyone is perfect and aligned. Wouldn't uplift you instantly? What happens when you enter a house and they're laughing, and you start laughing, and then you ask, hey, what are you guys laughing about? Because it's contagious, and you just feel like, maybe it's a good joke, I have no idea, but I would just laugh because they're doing it. But the same thing when you enter a place and people are crying, or they just fight, and then we are like, oh, I think they're like, and then you say like, I think I would just come back in another moment, and then like you walk away. So when you set your intentions in the morning and meditate in the morning, or do a mantra or an affirmation or whatever works out for you, you create energetic packets for the day to go the most alike to the intention that you set, right? And whenever you heal something for yourself, heal it if you want to, also for all others, because we are connected. Even the fact that in Russia and Ukraine there are war, it affects all of us. And maybe they are in different continent, maybe we don't know anyone, but one way or another, it will ripple in the energy and it touch all of us. And remember, I do feel that it's a beautiful thing to meditate and to create global gatherings to play for whatever problem it is, that maybe it is the floods in Australia, the trees burning in California, the narco problem in Mexico, the economy in Venezuela or in Argentina, or the problem in Europe. But during your day, ask yourself, what else I can do with what I have that it is simple, that will help my world to be better. I don't know if that makes sense. And if you set that intention, maybe you will do it in that day, maybe you don't, but I'm sure that the universe will bring the resources, the people to help you out, so we create the solutions for have a better tomorrow, but starting from now, okay? I will change before going to the meditation, I will change the service day from Saturdays to Friday. I will start from next week. I will post it because I am doing a course for myself Saturday, so I won't be able to do it anymore. But on Friday I will be able to do it, so you guys can check in the calendar the time or check it later on YouTube. Any language that you would like me to bring right now, or any intentions for healing. Salim, I am adding you and your family every day to my intentions. Anyone else that would you like me to add into my intentions, for whoever requested in a private message or commented during the meditations of the 5:55 a.m. and p.m. Pacific time, I send healing for whoever requested. So I would like to invite, just for a few minutes, maybe 10-12 minutes, close your eyes if you can. Try to relax, find a comfortable position, just the volume of Facebook. Try to forget about the world and whatever must be done. And in this moment, give yourself a break, inviting your higher self in. May this transmission invite Source to come in the holiest light throughout the language of light. So we heal, clear, purify, remove, upgrade anything from the physical, mental, emotional body or the world that is ready to be transmuted for the highest good of all. I would like to invite each of you to breathe. And I do have the Council of Light, so I will welcome them. We're the Council of Light. We are grateful to be able to come through this vessel and this platform to give a transmission that is going to be unique and different for everyone. We are Kenya Gabriel, Kenya Michael. We do have Pleiadians and we do have Arcturians, and we're going to speak all at once. We would like to ask consent to bring a pillar of light from the source throughout the center of the universe, the greatest central sun, your own sun, that will come through your crown, Te Ava ki ishkite koro ti ishna, as a rainbow light that expands, that open in singing new ways to create with Creator of all. Te ishta koro pari ishkite ese ko ashna. As you invite the light to come through your crown, your third eye, passing by and through your throat, your heart chakra, your torso, solar plexus, sacral, root, and through your legs and feet will grow roots of light from rainbow light throughout every chakra in the sentient crystalline grid of Gaia. You will connect with every crystal that it is still on earth, raw, maybe in a store, or maybe the crystals that you already have in your home. As you visualize in your mind and create the sensation that you are connected to the source through a pillar of rainbow light that goes through you, around you, above and below, the left and the right, in front and in your back, assisted by your own guides. In this council of light, from your own Pleiadian, Arcturian, and angelic guides, will connect to all else through the chakras of earth. Te Aba ki era oshka ti ese ti ishna. And as you breathe, place your awareness on your toes. Ti ishte koro va iseri ishna. See your toes being rainbow, sparkling. Allow your toes to relax. Te ishtapara kori isiri ishka. Blending in, becoming one with the light. And as you place your awareness, your ankles relax, your feet, your legs, ti ishtevara koro kiri ishkita asuko ishna. You give permission to every particle of you at the energy level or at the physical level to set, restore, recalibrate through the rainbow light. Te ava kori siri ishkita asuko ishna. And beneath your feet, you're going to see, sense, or just imagine a cloud. Like when you see in the sky that from a cloud, a rainbow is born. And maybe around your cloud, there are different shades of gray in other clouds around you that feels heavy, that maybe are in a storm. Just be aware about what other clouds that you see, and make sure the cloud that is beneath your feet, it's clear, crystal white. Te ava koro siri ishkite kova iki ishna. Breathe the rainbow, being siphoned through your veins, your bones, up, 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 reaching up the level of your hips, entering through your root, your spine. Feel the spaciousness. Ti ishta va koro Tiri ishkite asa kori ishna. You're being guided. You're being assisted. Your belly relax. Your bones relax. Your muscles release the stress, the worry. Feel the expansion in your chest. You may feel the need to adjust the position of your body. And if any critical illnesses, chronic illnesses, disease, pain, or energetic block comes through the rainbow light, will be clear, balanced, upgraded, or activated. Ti ishte koro bara, siri ishte eko sori ishna, ti ishna. Breathe and breathe out relief for all else. And be aware about the shoulders that fall from your neck. Feel the expansion. And feel the relaxation in your head, your face, your jaw, your neck, your ears, your temples, back of your head, your scalp, your forehead, your eyes, in and out. Complete relaxation. Ti ishta koro vari isiri ishna, ti ishko va isi ishna. And as you are invited to breathe, give consent to your guides to give instructions about what type and download it will benefit you right now. And then choose to share it with whom you would like to. It could be your ancestors, it could be the ones that you love, a pet, a beloved one, or just all else. If you feel guided, you can share your own healing or support the connection of everyone else. Ti eva kira soro ki ishkete asakori eshna. If within your rainbow you see any darkness, any hole, just by placing awareness through your imagination, it will be repaired and restored. Take a look with your eyes closed to the look of the cloud beneath your feet and feel whole, lighter as a feather, but stable, grounded, uplifted, joyful but serene. Now, we ask you that if you are willing and feel a security and resonate with what you believe, the other clouds that you have all around that look dark, lightning, and are stormy, or maybe just heavy, blocking the light of the sun to come through, that in this case will represent Mother Fire God. You can, by your intention, clear them all by breathing 12 times white light encoded with rainbow light. And when you breathe out, you will purify each of those clouds that may be your collective, the economy, the war situation, the awakening that it's coming, your own situation, maybe your ancestors, your family, your own desires, what you see around you. Let's begin. Ti eshta ko va ki ete koro, ti eshka se ko va ki ete kiera kori eshna. Vava te ese kore kori ishki te koro va ikiera ki eshka. Ti eshta ko va ki ere kiera ko orshki te ko sova ikiera ashka ti ese ki ene eshna. Ishne ko va ki ere te kiera asa koro pi ishka. And you feel guided place yourself in a prayer position to receive a blessing from the rainbow light. That is one of the frequencies of your new earth. And as you place yourself in receiving mood, choose to download from source that you know how to integrate this transmission. That every word, feeling, idea encoded with light that was transmitted, seed roots of light that grow and spread for the highest good of all through each of you, for the eternity and the greatest evolution of your soul. And as you integrate these with ease and grace, and instantly, this transmission is complete. Thank you. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate each of you. Now we gently leave. So I allow the ones that are still in your own cloud and rainbow light to keep the vibe more longer. Rainbow light is one of the most playful, joyful, peaceful, uplifting frequencies that you can use for the new rays that are aligning with Earth consciousness and new Earth frequency that you can work out. It's a ray that it's so light, playful, and joyful that can align you with instant manifestation if you tune into. There are many more. Maybe it will be good for next week to talk about the new rays that I'm seeing in the light that are coming through, that are being activated. Rainbow, it's also the ray to find the signature of your soul, what it is you give, what you are good at it, what it is your authenticity that makes you different from everyone else, why you are a miracle and a blessing at this time. This is why I think the gay community use it for themselves, because they allow themselves to be something different that they were told or the way that they grow on. But it's not only defined by that, it's defined by magic, miracles. That magic, it is your own blueprint that comes through in wondrous ways. And at the same time, miracles, it isn't that God intervene and make you a favor. Miracles come as an effect when we are aligned with all that we could do for ourselves, but also for every other. And miracles happen, and happen every day in so many ways. We just have to be aware that yes, there are a lot of things happening in the world that we are not happy to see, but there are also beautiful things that are happening every day that maybe we're not aware of. So 50-50. Let's appreciate what's been right in my life today, what I don't have to work out, what is easy for me, what is a piece of cake, what I can give to others. And at the same time, from your light and from what you are doing right, you know how to do. It's easy for you, it's simple, and it is your magic. You tune into the light and a little bit hold it with compassion, with kindness, not judging yourself or pressuring like I'm so stupid or I'm broken, I need to do my Reiki level 45. No, just bring light. And sometimes just by having faith and hope and know that one day we're gonna figure out, it's enough. It's enough because we trust that the universe will move things for us to be in a better afternoon, in a better tomorrow, and in a better day than the day before. Have a beautiful weekend. hold on to and anchor into the right in you, and from there be kind with what it appears not to be right, and then trust that the hand of God even writes in twisted lines. See you guys next Friday. I'm going to post in the calendar for the page the time, but I think it's going to be around this time, maybe a bit earlier. And if you would like to join us, if you need healing and would like to participate in the healing circle, that it is 5:55 every morning and afternoon. And if you need healing and request it, you guys can request it. But remember, we also have the courage, the wisdom, the bravery to do something about it. And maybe I'm doing something about it by being committed with my meditation, but maybe by not fighting with someone in Facebook, maybe I'm doing something about it. If I say no to a fight, maybe I'm making peace. So Russia and Ukraine and all else who is involved knows how to be at peace. Maybe I can make peace by being okay with my partner or my family or my city or my government. And whatever that you do it from your heart is enough. Have a beautiful weekend and invite rainbows to be in your day. See you guys next Friday. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye-bye.